Foxy 107, 104, the real sound of the triangle. So in the studio, I've got Rosalind Keeys and Scott Turner, aka Mr. T.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having us.
They are the owners of Abbie's Cigars in Knightdale. Now, I don't see a lot of people who look like y'all that own cigar spots. How did this come to be? What happened? Did you all wake up one day and you were like, we should open a business? What kind of business should we open? Cigars. Was it like that, or?
Fair enough. Close. That's
Wow.
that's sort of like it. It started really as a life change. I had undergone a medical situation that was very serious, and God brought me through that situation. Originally, we both had worked in banking and finance for almost 30 years. Worked for some of the largest banks in the whole country at a very high level, and doing well, as
Right.
middle class people would do. That life change, though, had me rethink things a little bit.
I can imagine.
Being that I was a kind of a middle-aged person at that point. I'm not going to divulge our ages, but
Not that I mind.
yeah, but we look good for our age.
Yes, you look fabulous.
Thank you, and so do you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And so it kind of hit me like a bolt of lightning. Really, I've always enjoyed tobacco my entire life, and I think God just put this in my head, and we said, let's start a business, and we're going to talk about and help people understand what real fresh tobacco is all about.
Well, more to that point, too, is when he had the event, the medical event, he could no longer go back and do what he did before. So that was a life change for us. And we had to decide whether we could somehow make that happen as he goes back in, or do we invest in us? And so that took another turn to think, okay, what does that mean? Like, how does that work? So he started thinking about what happened with the medical event that occurred, and we thought that a lot of it was due to, at the time, he smoked cigarettes. And even though I tried to encourage him over the past 20-some years at that point to stop, that was when he said, oh, was that what you were talking about?
Right.
And so he thought, well, maybe we can get people to gravitate towards, is there an option for people to have a smoking cessation, and we can be part of it somehow? So it really became, what did we want to do, and where the resources that we wanted to put in to help that happen? Could that become a business? So slowly from that point, it became where we are now. But
Can I add to that, Karen?
I know you wanted to add something because you were shaking your head while she
Oh
was
no, I'm
talking.
shaking because I absolutely
We do
agree.
something.
And we've been married. This is my partner. We've been
37
married
years.
for almost 40 years now.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about what she said is that when I met my wife, and we're from Philadelphia originally, I was a closet smoker,
Okay.
and she did not know that I smoked.
did not.
Wow.
And so I was kind of keeping it on the DL for a little while, because I was really digging this girl. And when I saw her, I knew I was going to marry this woman. And so I kept it on the DL. But once we got married, the cat was out the bag.
Well, yeah, because
Right.
what was the plan? The plan was like, I like her. She's cute.
Right.
I want to marry
Don't
her,
start him on
but
that
I
story.
can't let
Well-
her know that I smoke yet.
Yes.
And then was the plan like, I'm going to tell her
Slowly.
the week before? I'm going to tell her on the honeymoon? What was the plan in your head?
Fair enough. I thought that maybe she would get used to it over time. And look, it was a sticking point in our marriage from at the very beginning. But we're a married couple, and I continued to smoke through most of my adult life.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I chose the wrong thing to smoke. I should have smoked cigars and fresh loose tobacco from the very beginning,
Yeah.
cigars and pipes and things like that, because those products have been around, in my mind at least, I think, since the beginning of time.
Or natural.
Yeah, they're natural,
Less
Native
preservatives
American,
and all
and
this
people were
stuff
doing
happens.
tobacco products
Right.
So,
from the very beginning.
yeah.
But so when I met her, hey, stop smoking, and I knew she was right. Like, hey, and I'm like, okay, I'll do that, and never did. And so life goes on. We're doing our thing. We're raising kids, this, that, and the other. And there came a point in our lives where we decided to do something different.
Yeah.
And
So
we took this path as a
Right.
result of working in the corporate world. Went ahead and started our own thing.
And so from Philadelphia to Wake County. What was it about this area where you were like, yes, let's open a cigar shop in Knightdale?
Well, that was before.
Okay.
So we decided to move here partly because we had a family.
We have
members
family here, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he golfs a lot. So in Pennsylvania, you really don't get all that golfing all
Right.
year round.
Mm-hmm.
So that was attractive to him. And so we decided, okay, well, maybe we can do this. And this was my mom's home area too. We
Right.
would come in the summertime. Many people did back then, like, you know, to help with tobacco, because my family owns the land, so they would have 100 people come and curate the tobacco. So we did that that was our vacation. So coming here was not unusual for me.
Right.
Moving here was a little bit. So we did decide to do that, and then he was still working in banking at the time. I started working with him later because he had a lot of inventory and stuff. So I started working with him, and then it was many years later that the event occurred, the medical event occurred, and then we decided to do something different.
Well, this is definitely something very different, and it's my understanding. I was talking to one of my coworkers that said you all have the largest owned cigar shop in the area.
Yes, so, you know, to kind of take you through a little bit of a progression, you know, we started with a plan. You know, people always ask me, you know, I have young people come to my store say, Mr. T, you know, I want to start a business, you know, how do I do it? What do I do? I said, well, first of all, you have to have a plan, okay? And you have to be fairly passionate about what you do. And I also add, to the degree that you want to be a subject matter expert. And I know that you know what that's all about, being that you're a professional in your business here, and you're one of the best at it, I might add. So
Thank you so much.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you. So, you know, you have to take that time to invest in your product knowledge, in your customer knowledge, and things like that, because you want to be a trusted advisor for all of your customers and your vendors too. So when our customers come to see us and we make, for example, it's a brand new customer. They've never smoked a cigar before.
Okay.
Well, you know, you got really mild and mellow cigars, flavored cigars, and you got some really full body and heavy cigars. Well, if I gave that customer the wrong cigar, they probably would not come see me again.
Right,
or come
exactly.
To our establishment again. So it's important for us to get to know what your tastes are, you know, what your values are, what your budget is sometimes too, you know.
It sounds almost like shopping for wine.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you become a connoisseur.
What's your taste? What's
Right.
what's your budget? Yeah. Do you like sweet? Do you like?
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
got it.
So
It's
got
funny
it.
you say that too, because we have a lot of ladies come in. We have a lot of people come in, but ladies specifically, and for some reason people think that smoking cigars or pipes is just a guy thing.
Right.
And I'm here to tell everybody, your listening audience, that is a everybody thing.
Yeah.
And ladies like to smoke too, okay? And
Yeah.
especially, you know, it's an opportunity to relax, to chill, to talk with your partner or your friends if you're in a social setting. And nobody ever gets mad when they're smoking a cigar.
Huh.
I've yet to see an argument erupt in a cigar area where people are chilling and smoking a cigar. It just doesn't happen.
No
you know?
no cigar fights
No
breaking
voodoo,
out.
no bad juju with cigars. Yeah, we don't do that. Yeah.
Well, I think it all started with the fact that women years ago, like 100 years ago or so, it was frowned upon for women to smoke.
Right.
So I think it just kept going during that time, and that we're seeing an explosion of women coming now smoking different types. They want to know the nuances. They want the customs, what the body of a cigar is. So they're interested in this new type of genre or subject now, and it's become an entertaining thing. So I see more women getting involved.
Very social thing.
So
I had a customer. I had a customer. A couple come in the other day. The husband smokes. And she came with him, husband and wife, and the whole time he's looking for cigars. She's shaking her head. She's poo-pooing like, oh, I don't see what he gets out of this. I said, well, we got, you know, this is a cigar for everybody, pleasurable. You get to, you know, chill with your husband. So I gave her a flavored, like a cherry flavored cigar.
Okay.
She took it home. Her husband comes in the very next day and buys 5 cigars just for her.
Wow.
And I would say, I said, are those for you? He's like, no. I'm like, who are they? My wife. I'm like, are you serious?
She really enjoyed it.
She enjoyed it. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
And I think what more importantly, and he actually took photographs too. It's funny because she's blowing smoke rings and everything like she's a pro. And,
Wow.
And but I think what she enjoyed more than anything was them coming together.
Yeah.
Them having
So
a chance
it
to
does for you.
sit and talk together
Yeah.
and just socialize. And, people's defenses are down. I tell my customers the best time for my wife to talk to me or me to her is when we're smoking a cigar.
So we have a whole new date night idea.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, we
I
did.
love that.
No
Yeah.
question about that.
Yeah.
And our venue is a perfect place for it.
Yeah, well, that's the point she's making. But what we're looking to do is to have a women's night, because it's good to get women introduced to what it is. How do you light it? Some people have a question about that, and we can institute other things that go on during that time. People can come together and meet. And speaking of coming together, when we started this process, we started a chess games.
Oh,
So learning chess, because we taught our kids, our two boys, when they were about 5 or 6, to play chess. And so we thought, well, that would be a great community thing. People sit, they're smoking a cigar, they're learning chess. When we first started, we had a lot of people come in and go, hey, I like the way that looked, but I have no clue. They are contenders now.
wow.
Fast
So people can come,
Yeah,
learn chess, learn
play
about
the game.
cigars, chill,
Exactly.
relax. Okay, you got me. Oh, where am I going? What's the address? Where are you located? Give me the details.
Right.
So we're open, if I may, 11 till whenever. Basically,
Yeah,
our typical
absolutely.
hours are 11 to 9, but literally we'll be there 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning because that's what people want to do. They want to hang out. So whenever that occurs,
And we are-
every day of the week.
Yeah.
The only day that we're not available is Christmas and Easter, I believe.
Yeah, we're open on. And our address
All
is,
the sporting events,
Yeah.
all the games, all the fights, parties. If you want to have a party
Yeah,
or a
yeah.
special
And-
social,
and then
we have a
it-
porch area on the outside with a fire pit.
Yep.
We have additional parking in the back.
Yes.
In fact, we're very proud of what we put together. To my understanding, we have one of the largest indoor venues in Wake County
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
which is what
as
she
far as
referred to.
seating area is concerned. So we're pretty proud about that and the way it's been received by the public and by our neighbors too.
So our address is 101 South Smithfield Road in Knightdale, North Carolina.
All right,
Yeah.
wonderful. Give me a landmark so when someone's driving by, they'll be like, "Oh, that's
No,
the
that's
people
it.
I heard on the radio."
Railroad tracks.
The
Yeah,
railroad tracks. Okay.
On Smithfield.
We're literally
and-
just feet away
Yeah.
from the railroad
And First
tracks,
Avenue.
which cross right through Knightdale. And Knightdale, well, you know where Knightdale
Yes,
is.
of
okay?
course. Yes.
It's just a small incorporated town, which, like the rest of Raleigh, is growing by leaps and bounds.
Oh, everything is.
Everything is.
Exactly.
It's great if if you're in the business. It's beautiful things. So we're right there, literally at the crossroads at First Avenue and Smithfield Roads, right at the light, right at the railroad tracks. We got plenty of parking in the back, in the front. We got some of the best and freshest product anywhere in Wake County, and we stand by all the product that we sell in our store. We guarantee that we'll get you a good smoke. And then of course the ambiance. Our people gonna treat you right. Everybody's family there, and as if they know your name.
Yep, we have free coffee.
Oh my goodness.
Which is good.
It just
And
keeps
we have-
getting better and
Yeah,
better.
Right. It is a membership, but
Okay.
our memberships are very reasonable compared to other areas. And,
Competitors,
yeah. So,
And black owned.
yes.
We
yes.
love it. Well, we love it. I'm so glad that you had an opportunity to come by and share this information, because there are so many people that are going to be hearing this or watching the video online going, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Right.
I got to go over there.
Right.
And I'm sitting here thinking, oh, I got to go, because I know nothing about cigars, but my husband loves to smoke.
Yeah.
So
Well,
now we gotta make a trip.
so
Fair enough.
definitely-
Please come through.
Yeah,
would
we
love to
definitely
have you.
will.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We definitely will. Well, thank you so much
Thank you.
for taking time away from the business to come chat with us and share information about who you are, where you are, what you do, and swing by Knightdale, y'all, so that you can check out Abbie Cigars in Knightdale.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
for having us.
Happy to do it. Happy to
All right.
do it.
Thank you, Karen.
Take-